6 potential advantages of intermittent fasting for health. What is intermittent fasting? Benefits of intermittent fasting. One of the diets that is now receiving the most attention is intermittent fasting, which involves setting aside specific times each day for eating and fasting. No indications exist that interest is fading. Why would someone choose this diet over a typical one like going low carb or low fat? Some claim that fasting offers several health advantages. The evidence available thus far supports the value of IF as a means of shedding pounds, controlling blood sugar, and delaying the onset of old age. Therefore, rather simply accepting widely held beliefs about IF at face value, we choose to investigate them and see whether 12 claimed advantages of the strategy are true or the science isn't yet sound. 1. Losing weight. Most IF beginners aim to reduce their weight. IF may help overweight or obese people lose weight, and that claim appears to be true, at least in the short run. Researchers examined data from 27 studies and discovered that IF assisted participants in losing up to 13% of their body weight. That's probably good news if you're trying to fast to lose weight, but since those studies were short-term, it's not clear whether IF is sustainable and can help you lose weight permanently. You can even gain weight depending on how many calories you consume every day. Since the diet merely limits when you can eat, it doesn't restrict high-calorie foods or total calories. According to Loden, when the diet is carried out properly, it can be just as successful as standard caloric restriction. Some people, especially those who are busy and don't have time to prepare meals, may even find it simpler to stick to a time-restricted diet than a ketogenic or paleo diet, she says. Reduction in blood pressure. In the near term, it may help lower high blood pressure. A pilot study with 23 participants indicated that significantly lowered systolic blood pressure, and the results were published in June 2018 in Nutrition and Healthy Aging. Systolic blood pressure is the highest figure in your blood pressure reading and represents the force exerted by your heart on the walls of your arteries with each heartbeat, according to the Mayo Clinic. According to a review published in March 2019 in Nutrients, both animal and human research have linked IF to decreased systolic blood pressure. Additionally, IF resulted in bigger decreases in systolic blood pressure than another diet that didn't have set meal times, according to a study that was published in September 2020 in the European Journal of Nutrition. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, having a healthy blood pressure is crucial since having one that is too high can harm your heart, brain, kidneys, and eyes, CDC. However, research to date indicates that these blood pressure advantages only last while someone is performing IF. Researchers discovered that blood pressure readings reverted to their initial levels once the diet was discontinued and patients resumed eating as was typical for them. 3. Lessening of inflammation. Although there aren't many clinical trials, animal research suggests that IF and general calorie restriction can both lower inflammation levels. A group of 50 volunteers who were fasting for Ramadan, the Muslim holiday that entails fasting from dawn to sunset and eating overnight, were examined by the authors of a study that was published in Nutrition Research in order to see whether the connection also exists among humans. Pro-inflammatory markers as well as blood pressure, body weight, and body fat were all found to be lower than typical during the fasting phase, according to the study. 4. Reduce cholesterol. Various IF methods, such as alternate day fasting, can help lower LDL, bad cholesterol as well as other indices of cardiometabolic health, such as blood pressure. According to the CDC, LDL cholesterol can increase your risk of heart disease or stroke. According to the Mayo Clinic, triglycerides are blood fats that might cause a stroke, heart attack, or heart disease. The researchers observed that IF decreased their presence. Nevertheless, not all scientists concur that IF dramatically lowers cholesterol levels. There was no change in cholesterol levels between individuals who conducted intermittent fasting, IF, and those who followed a low-calorie diet, according to a review that was published in the summer 2020 issue of the Journal of Patient-Centered Research and Reviews. 5. More favorable outcomes for stroke victims. Your risk of stroke is greatly lowered by having healthier blood pressure and cholesterol levels, which are 2 advantages mentioned above. But IF may also have other advantages for preventing strokes. In part due to IF's anti-inflammatory effects, a study in the October 2019 issue of Nutrients indicated that fasting may act as a protective mechanism for the brain and improve recovery after a stroke. The researchers acknowledged that human studies on the effects of IF on stroke are scarce and came to that conclusion based on animal studies. 6. Improved brain activity. According to Dr. Gottfried, if may increase mental clarity and attention. Additionally, some preliminary study backs up that assertion. According to a study that was released in Molecular Psychiatry in November 2021, fasting every other day may improve memory. But only animals were used in this investigation. It appears to have no short-term cognitive benefits in healthy individuals, according to a review that was published in September 2021 in Nutrients, although it may prevent the emergence of neurological disorders.